Happy New Year, everyone. I am back at the Wawas after 7 months off trail, but I am getting back into the swing of it, getting back outdoors. Our family kind of has a tradition that you start the year off the way you want to keep it going. So I am going out hiking. This past Wednesday was the 2-year anniversary of me getting out on the trail the first time. And in honor of that, I'm going back to where it all started. We're going up to Lake Nakamixon, which is in Upper Montgomery County. And I think it might be in Bucks County. Actually, I think it's in Bucks County. But either way, I'm gonna check out the old Quarry trail. It's a shorter trail because this is the first time I'm back out on the trail in a while, but it is described as moderate, and I know a lot of those trails are kind of muddy. So let's go out and see what it looks like. Welcome to Nakamixon State Park. This is set on Lake Nakamixon, which is one of the many man-made lakes here in Pennsylvania. Lake Nakamixon is one of the largest. It is used for power boating and fishing and all sorts of water activities, but all around the lake are also a lot of hiking trails. Now, the one thing I did find the last time I was out here, and that I was warned about in all trails for this one, is that it can be muddy. And we just had fog and rain all day yesterday, so I'm sure that the trails are going to be muddy today. Because of that, I am wearing my Merrells that I have been wearing the whole time I've been hiking. Let's see, there they are. I love these boots very much, but with my orthotics, they don't love me so much anymore. They have a 12-millimeter drop, which is a fairly steep drop to begin with, and then I added orthotics into that, so that makes the drop even higher. This has been part of what my foot pain has been since I got the custom orthotics last year. So I'm in the process of getting a pair of new boots. I just ordered a pair of Hoka Kaha 2s that are going to come in next Friday. So next weekend, I'll be able to show you those and we'll take them out for a test drive. But for today, I'm going to make do with these just because I don't want to be out in sneakers if I'm going to get stuck in the mud. And I know from the last time that I was out here, that mud can be very deep and also involve a lot of water. So I'd rather have dry feet and take some extra Tylenol when I get home. This might not be the most peaceful hike because a family just got on the trail ahead of me, which is great. I 100% support getting kids out on the trail. The oldest has a whistle, which is an important safety feature when you've got kids out on the trail. You give them a whistle so that if they get lost, they can blow the whistle and you can go and find them. And I 100% support that. Anything that gets kids out on the trail, having a good time out in the woods is going to keep them going back. And the more time all of us spend out in nature is better, for the best. I will endure the sound of the whistles knowing that that child is building core memories that are going to keep him respecting and loving the outdoors. We're going to hold on to that. All right. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out, the sky is clear. It is 54 degrees, feels like 48. So we'll see how long it takes me to start shedding some of these layers. Let's get out on the trail. To still see so much ice on the trail. Christmas week, well, Christmas weekend, we had that fierce cold that we were down into the negatives. So I'm not surprised everything froze. But since like Wednesday, we've been in the mid 40s to even 50s during the day and down near freezing at night. So to see that much ice still there is unexpected, but it's all very shaded through here. So I guess the sun's not just not getting through to melt it. Oh, this is a nice trail so far. A little rocky for my unstable ankles, but not so that anybody else would notice besides me. And I'm very curious about some of it. When I started, I was seeing a lot of like foundations and driveway gate supports, things like that, which isn't normally surprising around a lake until you realize that, again, this is a man-made lake. And it hasn't been here that long. I think it was built in the 50s. I'll have to look it up and get you more information. But, so it's more likely that those foundations are from houses that were taken over by the park system when they put the lake in as part of the the dam building process and claiming properties to protect people from getting drowned. Yes, I know that's a euphemistic way to talk about eminent domain, but it's a sticky subject and I'm not going to get into it today. All right, I'm going to keep going up this hill and let's see what's on the other side. And after all that, I had to backtrack all the way back down the hill because, like an idiot, I put my sunglasses in my unzippered jacket pocket and they fell out along the trail. So, all that elevation gain, I get to do all over again. Ugh. Store your stuff properly. Save yourself a headache. So I cheated, sort of, and went the opposite way on the loop that the family with the whistles went. So I just crossed paths with them and was complimenting them on having given their kids the whistles. And it turns out what had happened was the grandmother and the father both have, I think they're Osprey day packs. And they hadn't realized that the chest straps have built-in whistles. And so their little 3-year-old pointed out to them that there are whistles on their backpacks. So as they've been hiking, every time they see a red blaze, they stop and blow the whistle. So I'm very impressed with his attention to detail that he noticed that. Lots of families out today. Seen a couple of beautiful dogs. There's another one. And it's a really nice day for a hike on a really nice trail. As I suspected, it's a bit muddy. I'm glad I have my boots. But it's good to be back out on the trail. been curious as to why this is called the Quarry Trail. And looking on the map, I can see there's this half-paved driveway almost that goes down to that landing that I showed earlier. And on the map, it says that over here is the Tohican Quarry. So I thought I'd just walk down off the trail a little bit and see if I could see the quarry. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's awfully overgrown. So let's take a look. Alright, I'm curious, but I'm not stupid. To me, quarry means big hole in the ground. And this is so dense that it's very hard to see anything. So I would be worried about stepping into something that I didn't even see and falling and hurting myself. So I'm going to play it smart. You can kind of see, well, you can't because the way the camera focuses, there's like a raised berm about 50 feet in there, which I'm guessing is probably the edge of whatever remains of the quarry. That'll be something to ask about if I find the visitor center. Of course, it won't be open today because it's New Year's Day, so I'll look it up and see what we can find out online. Anybody who's been following along with my foot health issues, let me give you an update. If you don't care about that, just skip ahead to the next trail section and you won't miss a whole lot. So, as I said in my second to last video, I went to see my podiatrist and he said that my inserts that he'd given me had deteriorated faster than they should have. So he ordered me new ones that were stiffer and were full length instead of the half length that the original ones he gave me. But with all the issues I was having at that point with the pain in my foot and the weakened ankles and it affecting my knees, I didn't really trust that. So once the new orthotics finally came in, I gave it about 6 weeks. And the knee got a bit better. It wasn't trying to go out on me all the time. But I still wasn't happy with where everything else was. So I decided to get a second opinion, and I went to a local orthopedic specialty center, which ended up not being quite what I had expected, because when they say specialized, they absolutely mean specialized. I went to see a guy about my knee and suggested that it might be caused by my foot problems. And he said, well, I can't talk to you about your foot problems because I only do knees. And you'll have to talk to one of our foot specialists. So he got me in a couple of weeks later with one of their non-surgical foot specialists. And the nice thing about this place is they do x-rays the minute you walk in the door. So he wasn't talking by guess. He had actually seen what was going on inside my foot, which my podiatrist hadn't done. He had just done fluoroscopy. And he came into the room and said, so what's going on? And I told him about what I'd been having. And he looked at the x-rays and says, oh, this is easy. You've got arthritis. Use Aspercreme and get better shoes. I'm like, oh, okay. Can I do anything else for you? And he said, I was kind of hoping you were going to give me some wave your magic wand to give me some exercises or something that was going to make this better. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, your insurance doesn't cover the magic wand. So it's arthritis. It's not my weird reactive arthritis. It's just plain old regular osteoarthritis because of all the flexing that the other podiatrist had told me about. The other podiatrist just hadn't explained it well. I need information, and I didn't feel like I had it. So I was glad to have gotten that second opinion. And I confirmed with this second podiatrist that yes, the inserts are exactly what I need. And he gave me a recommendation for a local shoe fitter who could help me get better walking shoes and might be able to make adjustments to my boots. So that's where we're at. I have to make an appointment to go in to see them. And like I said earlier, I did find a new pair of boots I've ordered and I'm going to try. Once again, the benefits of an REI membership is you can try them all you want, wear them almost as much as you want for within the space of a year, and if they aren't working out, they'll take them back, which is a good thing because these are $220 boots. So if I'm going to keep them, they better be good. It's not going to be one of these, well, I'll make do. No, for that much money, they're going to fit. But they're Hoka's, which I've tried before, and I loved them, but they didn't work real well with those short length inserts. But this is a different model. It's the Sky Kaha 2. And they have a 5mm drop, which is about the same as my sneakers, as opposed to the 11mm drop that my Merrells have. So losing that 6mm of drop makes extra room for my inserts. So I'll still be at about the drop that my Merrells were when they were the most comfortable for me. Let me get that glare out of your eyes. And these are the Hoka's tend to be a little more squishy, a little more comfortable, a little more plush, which is one of the things I really liked about the ones that I had. But So those come in next Friday, so I'll take those out and take them on a couple of hikes, see how it goes. The other thing with the Hokas is they have a wider toe box. I always have to go up at least a half size, often a size or even a size and a half, to get boots that fit my wide feet. But because these are wider and all the reviews said they size a little big, I went with my regular shoe size, and we'll see if they actually fit. The last, I'd gotten a different pair before I got put off trail, and I got my usual 10.5, and they were just huge. I was swimming in them. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those look like. All right, enough with the me update. Let's get back to this trail, since I have a water crossing here and I need to pay attention. And here we are back at the car. That was not a hard hike, but it was a good shakedown for my first time back on the trail after 7 months of not even doing regular walking. So I'm okay with that. As expected, the tops of my feet hurt a bit because of the rise in the boots. So we'll take care of that with the new boots, hopefully. I was feeling the rough terrain or the unstable terrain more in my knees than in my ankles, although my ankles are pretty tired right now. So I have a prescription for physical therapy for my knees, so I may take that up on that, because I've done physical therapy on my ankles before, so I kind of know the exercises I need to do for that, but I've never done anything for my knees, so figuring out how to strengthen those will be probably useful to have. But otherwise, it felt good. The hills were making me tired, but not any worse than they were when I was hiking previously. I did a little over 3 miles because I had to double back to find my sunglasses. So this is about a 2.5 mile trip. A little more. There are a lot of side trails you could take to get right down to the water. I didn't want to do that today just because I was really testing out what I was able to do, so I wanted to stick to the plan. But easy. As you see, there were a lot of kids out on the trail, really young kids, some teenagers, a lot of dogs. Well, not a lot. I saw 3 different dogs. So it's a good moderate to easy trail if you're in the Bucks-Montgomery County area and want to check something out. Bring good boots because it is wet and muddy and a little schloopy at times. I didn't know ground could make some of those noises. So, and as a D&D player, some of those noises made me a little nervous. But so don't know where I'm going. Probably still someplace fairly easy, but I'm going to get those new boots on Friday, Saturday, and we'll go out and test them out. So until then, I hope you have a peaceful and gentle new year, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.